Welcome to Talk Lytical TV. I'm your host, Lytical J, and I'm back with another logical perspective. A homeless high-level registered sex offender in New York City who was released from state prison as recently as 2020 was arrested again after prosecutors say he kidnapped a woman and raped her repeatedly while holding her hostage for 5 days in an abandoned building in the Bronx. Timothy Hornet, a 44-year-old homeless man who goes by the moniker Lawless, was indicted for allegedly kidnapping a 28-year-old woman and raping her several times a day between April 29th and May 2nd in an abandoned 3-story building, Bronx District Attorney Dorsal Clark announced Monday. The defendant allegedly held a 28-year-old woman captive for days, raping and beating her with a tire iron. The victim managed to escape with the help of a passerby. Clark said in a statement the defendant has been indicted on multiple charges for terrorizing this woman. Prosecutors said Hornet offered the woman money in exchange for sex, and the two went upstairs in the building that had been damaged by a fire. But when the victim turned her back, the homeless man allegedly hit her in the leg with a tire iron, causing her to fall to the floor. Hornet allegedly continued to beat her with the tire iron and punched her, leaving her with a fractured wrist and dislocated knee. The defendant allegedly took off the victim's clothes, tied her feet with a cloth, and handcuffed her wrist. While holding the woman captive and allegedly raping her several times a day, Hornet is accused of also threatening the woman's family if she tried to escape. But she did just that on May 2nd, when the man left the building to go to the nearby laundromat. Prosecutors say the woman used the tire iron to break a window and used the shreds of glass to cut through the restraints on her feet. The victim then waved down a passerby who dialed 911 and flagged down the NYPD Department patrol car. The woman was taken to the hospital to be treated for her injuries. NY Daily News reported that a grand jury was convened Monday and police subsequently picked up Hornet in a different abandoned building in Harlem. According to the newspaper, Hornet preyed on the victim's vulnerability as the woman used money for prostitution to fuel her drug addiction. The newspaper also revealed that Hornet is a level 3 registered sex offender, which is the highest level in the New York state. He was previously convicted of sodomy by a Bronx jury and sentenced to 18 years in state prison after prosecutors said he threatened a 15-year-old girl with a razor on May 14, 1999, forcing her into a hotel and holding her captive for several hours while he sexually assaulted her. Sad. Records show he was released from prison in December 2020 and finished parole in September 2021, so not even a year. Hornet was indicted Monday on 3 counts of first-degree kidnapping, second-degree kidnapping, first-degree rape, third-degree rape, 4 counts of first-degree criminal sexual act, 4 counts of third-degree criminal sexual act, first-degree sexual abuse, attempted sex trafficking, attempted sexual assault in the first degree, and second-degree assault before Bronx Supreme Court Justice Raymond Bruce. He was remanded into custody and is due back in court August 9th. Prosecutors said it is believed that the defendant may have had other victims, and anyone who has been victimized or who may have information about a victim of Hornet is encouraged to call the Bronx District Attorney's Human Trafficking Unit at 718-838-6535. Anyone who is a victim of human trafficking is encouraged to call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 888-373-7888 or the Bronx DA's Criminal Victim Assistance Unit 718-590-2115. Okay, let's get lytical. Alright, so the key details for me here is he's a level 3 sex offender. Don't forget the highest level sex offender could get in the state of New York. And this is his nature. It's clear from his previous charges back in 1999. If it wasn't her, it would have been someone else. I'm assuming this may be very triggering for his prior victim if she's privy to this news report. This whole story is triggering for anyone. So I can just imagine. I hope she doesn't have to see this. But it will also show if she's, recovered during this time, that it helps that he's back in jail, and that, it sucks that someone else had to go through that, but this is just who this person is. But for the fact that he's registered and the state can't and isn't keeping up with him says a lot about the system here. For, quote unquote, he's homeless, so not really keeping up with him and making sure that he is following the guidelines of his registration is, absurd. 1 year after being off of parole, and here we are again. See, people like him needs to just stay under the prison. And as for the victim, I'm very sorry that she has to go through that. No one deserves anything like that. But let's be honest. Reality is reality. She's out here doing something straight for a little change. Now, I understand she's on drugs and stuff like that, but that's what comes with the territory in these types of lifestyles, you understand? I'm happy that she was able to escape and now can get the treatment and therapy that she truly needs. Ladies, please be mindful. Please, you hear me? Be mindful. Be very careful of who you're engaging with, and know how to move in these streets. There's lots of crazy people out here. You understand? You don't have to be on drugs or anything to end up in a situation like that. You understand? And lastly, the city or these banks, they need to start doing something about these abandoned buildings where these people or people like him fester, and they use these places to commit all kinds of crimes. How about they take those buildings and those vacant homes and turn them into group homes, turn them into shelters, turn them into treatment centers for people like him. Yeah, this story is definitely one of those stories that's like just sad to see on the news. Like, ugh, here we go again. But jump down in my comment section and let me know how you feel about the story. That concluded the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. Bye.